Today's topic is about the sex linkage. So, what is sex linkage? Inheritance of trait that is determined by a gene located on one of the sex chromosomes is called sex-linked inheritance. All those genes that are present on sex chromosomes are collectively known as sex-linked genes. So sex-linked genes are responsible for sex-linked inheritance, and the inheritance of these genes is different for male and female. If these genes are present on X chromosome, then they are called as X-linked genes, and the traits controlled by X-linked genes are known as X-linked traits. And if genes are present on Y chromosome, then they are known as Y-linked genes, and these traits are known as Y-linked traits. Y-linked traits are also known as Hollandric traits. Hollandric traits are those traits that passes from father to sons only. So Hollandric traits are present on the Y chromosome of the male, and male passes these traits only to their son. So sex-linked genes further divided into X-linked genes or the Y-linked genes. The genes that are present on both the X and Y chromosome are X and Y-linked genes, and these are known as pseudoautosomal genes. Means these are those genes present on the X and Y chromosome, and these are similar genes. That's why these are known as pseudoautosomal genes. Why these are known as pseudoautosomal? Pseudo means false, and autosomal genes means they behave like autosomal genes, but because they are present on sex chromosomes, that's why they are known as pseudoautosomal genes or false autosomal genes. So they are genes that are identical and present on both X and Y chromosome. X linkage in Drosophila melanogaster. So Morgan performed experiments on Drosophila and studied the mechanism of inheritance of X-linked genes. So Morgan basically studied Drosophila, and why he chooses Drosophila? Because Drosophila is easy to study and it has only 8 chromosomes. So its generation can be obtained easily. So Morgan discovered a particular eye color mutation in the fruit fly, that is Drosophila melanogaster. And Morgan showed that eye color mutation was inherited along with X-linked genes. It means the gene for that eye color mutation was present on the X chromosome of Drosophila. So experimental evidence linking inheritance to genes on X chromosome. Morgan basically performed an experiment by selecting male Drosophila and female Drosophila. So he chooses wild eye male and crossed it with wild type female. Means the eye color of female was normal, that is the red eye color, while the eye color of male was mutant, and mutant eye color was white. He observed the progeny or the F1 offspring, and all the progeny has red eyes. Then he crossed the F1 offspring with F1 and observed the F2 offspring. So the progeny was intercrossed with each other. And in F2 offspring, all the daughters had red eyes, but one half of the sons had red eyes. The other half of the sons had white eyes. So what are the interpretations of Morgan experiments? He concluded that a gene for eye color was present on X chromosome. The white and red phenotypes were due to two different alleles. Means eye color may be present in white or red. So red is a normal phenotype, white is a mutant phenotype. For the red, W plus gene is present, and plus basically indicated the wild type phenotype, and wild type phenotype is always normal, while W is indicated the white eye color, that is a mutant eye color. In the progeny, sons inherit X chromosome from their mother, while daughters inherit X chromosome from both of their parents. As you know, mother can pass their X chromosome to daughter as well as son, and father can pass their X chromosome only to their daughters. Father cannot pass the X chromosome to their son because father can only pass the Y chromosome to their son. So that's why sons inherit X chromosome from the mother, while daughter inherit X chromosome from both of their parents. Father cannot pass X-linked trait to his sons because father can pass only Y-linked traits to their sons. So here is a cross that is the experiment performed by Morgan. So here is a red eye color female and white eye color male. So these are the parents, and in the F1 offspring, all the progeny has red eyes. So you can see here 50% females are there with red eyes and 50% males are there and they also have red eyes. You can see here that in the parents, father has white eye color. But in F1 offsprings, male or the son has red eye color. So that is the opposite case. It means father cannot pass the X chromosome to their son. Father can only pass the Y chromosome to their son, and mother passes the X chromosome to their son as well as to their daughter. So that's why the red eye color of the son is due to the X chromosome of the mother. Then Morgan crossed the F1 female with F1 male and he observed the F2 offsprings. So here you can see in the F2 offsprings, there is a female with red eye color, then a male with red eye color, and a male with white eye color. So in F2 offsprings, all females have red eyes, but 50% males have red eye color and 50% males are there with white eye color. Then Morgan performed a cross B. Cross B is basically a reciprocal process in which he changed the parents. In a first cross, he chooses red eye color female and crossed it with white eye color male. In a reciprocal cross, he chooses white eye color female and crossed it with red eye color male. As white eye color or white phenotype is a recessive phenotype, it means that female must be present in homozygous condition for the white allele. So both of the X chromosome of female carry the white allele. In the F1 offsprings, you can see here the red eye color female while the white eye color male. So again, you can see here that parents, father carry a red eye color. But in F1 offsprings, sons carry white eye color. It means the white eye color allele in the son basically passed by their mothers. So mother has white eye color and mother passes her X chromosome to daughter as well as to her son. So son only receives single X chromosome by the mother while son receives Y chromosome by the father. So single X of the son carry a white allele. That's why the eye color in the male Drosophila or in the F1 offspring male is white. Then he crossed the F1 female with F1 male and observed the F2 offsprings. So you can see here in F2 offsprings, a female is there with red eye color, then a female with white eye color, then a male with red eye color and a male with white eye color. So the results in reciprocal crosses are totally different. These results basically showed that the gene for the eye color is present on the X chromosome. As the sex chromosomes are different in male and the female, that's why the results in F2 generation are different. So these genes are not present on autosomal chromosomes, because if these genes are present on autosomal chromosomes, then the result in F2 generation should be same by performing a reciprocal cross. But here you can see that in the reciprocal crosses, results are different in F1 or in F2 generation. So in a reciprocal cross, red male, white male, and red or white females are there. That is indicating that eye color gene is present on X chromosome. So here are the genotypes of the first cross, female or male. So you can see here the parents, that is a red-eyed female, and on both of our X chromosome, W plus allele is present, and W plus allele is representing the red phenotype. While in male, male is a white-eyed male. So on the single X chromosome of male, W allele is present, and W allele is representing the white phenotype. So males are hemizygous for X chromosome. It means they carry only single X chromosome, and all those genes that are present on his X chromosome are present as a single copy. It means their homologs or their partners are missing on Y chromosome. In the F1 generation, red-eyed female is there, and you can see here in the red color, I represented a X with W plus and second X with W. So X with white allele basically received by father, while X with red allele is received by mother. Then a male is there, that is red-eyed male, and this male carry X chromosome with red allele, and that X chromosome is received by mother, while Y chromosome passed by father. Then F1 female is crossed with F1 male, and you can see here the F2 generation. So we have red-eyed females. Two females are there with red eye, and one female is present in homozygous condition. The second female is present in heterozygous condition, means one X chromosome of that female carry red allele, other X chromosome of that female carry white allele. But the phenotype is red eye. It means red allele is dominant over white allele. Then here is a red-eyed male, and he carries single X chromosome and with red allele, and other Y chromosome is there. Then the white-eyed male, in which X chromosome carry the white allele, and he has Y chromosome. So Y chromosome in the son inherited by father, while the X chromosome inherited by mother. Here is a reciprocal cross in which Morgan chooses white-eyed female that is present in homozygous recessive condition, because white allele is mutant allele or recessive allele, so it would express itself only in case of homozygosity. While red-eyed male is there, in the F1 offspring, red-eyed females and white-eyed males were observed. Then F1 female was crossed with white-eyed male or F1 male, and F2 generation is there. You can see here red-eyed female, in which one X chromosome carry red allele, other X chromosome carry white allele. As red is dominant over white, that's why the phenotype of that Drosophila is red eye color. The second female is white-eyed, third male red-eyed male, and the last is the white-eyed male. So 4 different phenotypes are there, and you can see here female with red eye or white eye, and similarly a male with red eye or white eye. So the results of reciprocal crosses are different for the sex-linked genes. The next is the X linkage in human. So we have different disorders that are linked with X chromosome, and out of them, two most important are the color blindness and hemophilia. Both of them are the X-linked recessive disorders. So what are the sex-linked recessive inheritance? And you can also also say it as X-linked recessive inheritance. So what are the properties of these inheritance patterns? And on the basis of these characteristics, you can easily design the pedigrees, and you can easily identify the given pedigree. So first character is that most affected individuals are male. So X-linked recessive inheritance or X-linked recessive traits are mostly present in the males. What is the reason? Because males are hemizygous for X chromosome. Male carries single X chromosome, and on the single X chromosome of male, if a single recessive copy is present, male can express itself easily. The second character is that affected males result from mothers who are affected or who are known to be carriers. So, if mothers are affected, then their sons must be affected. But if mothers are carriers or present in heterozygous status, then they can affect their 50% sons. Affected females come from affected fathers and affected or carrier mother. Means if father is affected with X-linked recessive inheritance and mother is also affected or mother is a carrier, then they can produce an affected daughter. The sons of affected female should be affected. Means if mother is affected with X-linked recessive inheritance, X-linked recessive disorder, then all of her sons must be affected. Approximately half the sons of carrier female should be affected. So these are basic properties or characteristics on the basis of which you can easily identify the X-linked recessive inheritance. So here is a pedigree, and that pedigree is representing the X-linked recessive disorder. And here you can see in the first generation, mother is affected while father is normal. So affected mother should carry two X chromosome with mutant allele or recessive allele, because recessive disorders only express themselves phenotypically in case of homozygous condition. It means there are two X chromosomes in the female, and both of these X chromosome carry a recessive allele. So in the second generation, these parents produces two sons and two daughters, and you can see here their two daughters are normal, but their all sons are affected. Why sons are affected? Because mother is affected with recessive disorder, X-linked recessive disorder, and on both of her X chromosome recessive allele is present. So she can pass one X chromosome to one son, other X chromosome to other son. As her X chromosome carry a recessive allele and sons receive only single X chromosome by mother, Y chromosome in the sons passed by father. So that X chromosome in the son can express themselves phenotypically. That's why all sons are affected. Then you can see here in the second generation, a phenotypically normal female is married with a normal male, and in the third generation they produce an affected son, normal daughter, normal son, and normal daughter. So both of the parents are normal, but son is affected. It means the mother in the second generation is carrier of the recessive allele. So she carry recessive allele and she passes her one X chromosome with recessive allele to one son, other X chromosome with normal allele to other son. So that son who received X chromosome with recessive allele is affected with the recessive disorder. So in the second generation, you also see here the individual at number 7, that is a male, and that male is married with an affected female. Both of the parents are affected. So as both of the parents are affected with X-linked recessive disorder, so they produce all affected offsprings. Their sons are affected and their daughter is also affected. So you can see here that X-linked recessive inheritance pattern is mostly present in the male, because male carries single X chromosome, and on the single X chromosome, if single copy of recessive allele is present, it can express itself. But for the female to be affected with X-linked recessive disorder, female should carry 2 copies of the recessive alleles to express the disorder. The next is the sex-linked dominant inheritance pattern. And what are the characteristics of these traits? X-linked dominant traits does not skip generations. Means it is if parents are affected, then they must affect their offsprings. Affected male must come from affected mothers. Approximately half the children of an affected heterozygous female are affected. A female carry 2 X chromosome and 1 X chromosome of female carry the dominant or affected allele. Other X chromosome of female carry the normal or recessive allele. It means female is present in heterozygous condition, so she can affect half of their offspring. Affected females must come from affected mothers or fathers. All the daughters but none of the son of an affected father are affected. Means if father has X-linked dominant disorder, then he can affect all his daughters, but all his sons are normal, because father passed X chromosome to his daughters and father passed Y chromosome to his sons. So here is a pedigree that is depicting the X-linked dominant disorder, and you can see here an affected mother, and that is married with a normal male, and in the second generation, that female or mother affect 50% of her offsprings, while her 50% offsprings are normal. It means mother is affected with dominant disorder, but the genotype of the mother is heterozygous. She carried 2 X chromosomes, and 1 X chromosome of that mother carry the dominant or affected allele, while the other X chromosome of the mother carry the normal allele. So she passes 1 X chromosome with affected or dominant allele to one son or one daughter, while she passes other X chromosome with normal allele to her other son or other daughter. So as this is a dominant disorder, so single copy of dominant allele is sufficient to express itself. So both male and female show the disorder in the second generation. Then you can see here in the second generation, the female at number 6 is married with a male at number 7. The male is affected, and if the male is affected with the disorder, it means he carry 1 X along with the Y. So as this is a X-linked dominant trait, it means the allele for the disease is present on the X chromosome of male. So he passes his X chromosome to all his daughters, and he passes his Y chromosome to all the sons. So as 1 X received by father in the daughters carry a dominant or affected allele, so single copy of dominant allele will express itself and all the daughters are affected. So from affected father, all daughters are affected. So you can easily design the pedigrees and on the basis of the characteristics, and you can easily find out the given pedigree that either the pedigree is depicting the recessive inheritance pattern or X-linked dominant inheritance pattern. So that's all about the X linkage or X linked pedigrees.